what happened? So different students will choose different class subject. It's up to you, as long as you can get a pass, right? Okay, and we have some IC subject. So these would be the IC subjects like learning, drawing, construction drawing, safety, BIM, some software, and then practices. So these are the subjects offered by the industrial center. And then for these colored subjects, they are offered by BSE. And you can see some arrows here, right? So this is a diagram to explain the progression pattern and also the prerequisite requirements. So for this subject, BSE 1201 thermofluid. So on the right-hand side, you see 1, 2, 3, 4 arrows. So it means that this subject is the prerequisite subject for 4 other subjects. So if you get a pass in the thermofluid, then you can take the subject thermodynamics and heat transfer, okay, which is this color, and also the pink color, plumbing and drainage, and also the red color, fire services, and the blue color, air conditioning. So it also means that if you fail the thermofluid, then you will not be able to take the subject thermodynamics, plumbing and drainage, fire services, and air conditioning. So it will highly impact your progression. You see what I mean? So this is very important to study hard for those subjects with many arrows on the right-hand side. Okay, the thermofluids and also okay, electrical fundamentals, electrical installations 1, and the air conditioning 1. So all these subjects are very important. If you fail that subjects, it may affect the registration of many other subjects. Okay, so this is the standard progression pattern. So if in year 1, semester 1, you pass all these subjects, then you can take the subjects, these 1, 2, 3 in semester 2, okay, and then progress to the summer semester, pass all the subjects, and then semester 1 in year 2, semester 2, and you can graduate. Okay, but not all students can graduate without failing any subjects. So if you fail one subject, don't worry too much. You can retake. Okay, you can retake the subjects. So for example, in year 2, in semester 1, you fail the electrical installations 1. Then in year 2, semester 2, you can retake it. Okay, but this electrical installations 1 will not be offered in the summer semester, will not be offered in semester 1. So you can only retake electrical installations 1 in semester 2 next year. All right. So it will highly impact your progression pattern. But it doesn't mean that you will never be able to graduate within 2 years. So there is still a chance, but you need to, you will need to register more subjects compared to your classmates. Okay, so this is the standard progression pattern. And as I have mentioned, you are highly recommend to follow this progression pattern. And I can tell you that thermofluid and electrical fundamentals are 2 subjects you really need to work hard. So based on the previous years, these are the 2 subjects with the highest fail rate. 即係咧，好多同學呢兩科咧都唔合格嘅之前。Okay, so this is something important. And yeah, so I can only say that you need to attend all the lectures and the tutorial, and then study the PowerPoint, study the teaching materials, and also the calculations. then you should be able to get a pass. Yeah, so these two subjects are not really very difficult, but because it's the first time that you admitted to university, and then maybe you are not adapt to the university environment, the study and so I can only say that I will highly encourage you coming back to the campus to attend the lectures. So although in the coming semester, it is a hybrid mode. So hybrid mode means that you can choose to stay home, attending the online lesson, or come back to the campus. Okay, so it's up to you. You have a choice. But in terms of learning, I will highly recommend you coming back to the campus. Okay, study inside the classroom, attend the lecture inside the classroom, so that the environment would be better, and you will also know the class teacher better, and you can ask questions. Okay, ask questions, ask your classmates, ask your teachers. So yeah, I really think that you should come back to the campus if it's okay. Okay, assessment. So all subjects will have different assessment method. Okay, maybe some subjects you have the coursework, you have the examination, and then some subjects maybe no examination. So you really need to refer to the subject description form or the teaching scheme for that subjects. Okay, so normally the assessment will consist of coursework together with examination. So the coursework means 平時分, right? So I think in your secondary school, you also have the coursework and examination. So the coursework may include in-class test, assignment, laboratory work, seminars, or presentation. And for examination, for the high diploma, the examination would be in campus. Okay, so you have to come back to the campus and to sit for the examination. All right, so there will not be any online examination in this semester. So be prepared. Even you decided to stay home to attend the lecture, to attend the tutorial, you still need to come back to the campus for assessment, for the test, for examination, and also for laboratories. Okay, assessment method, grade point. Grade point is a number. Okay, if you get an A, then the grade point will be 4. If you get B, then the grade point is 3. C is 2. Okay, so this is a grade point system. So for all subjects, after performing all the assessment, then you get a grade, right? So maybe you did it very well, you get an A. So the grade point will be 4. Okay, so maybe 4 for the examination, and then maybe for the coursework, you get a B. So 3 for the coursework. So these are the grade point, and different subjects will have different weighting for the examination and coursework. So maybe for one subject, the examination constitutes 60% and the coursework 40%. But for other subjects, maybe 30% for exam and then 70% for coursework. So different subject, different assessment scheme. Okay, so the GP, the grade point of that subject, will be calculated by this equation. All right, so I think this very easy to understand it, and it is something similar to your secondary school. Okay, so this is the conversion of grade to the grade point. Failure. So if you fail one subject, then the grade point is 0. But don't be too happy when you get a pass, but only D+ or D, because a grade of D+ or D is not satisfactory. Okay, this is not a good grade. You should get a grade of C- or above. Okay, remember, you should get a grade of C- or above. Otherwise, if your grade point, if your GPA is lower than 1.7, then you will get into trouble. OK， 即係咧呢個有樣嘢好重要，就係你哋嗰個分咧，唔好諗住淨係 pass 就得，你哋要 target 喺1.7或以上，因為咧如果你嘅 GPA 咧低過1.7咧有問題嘅。OK， so if your GPA is lower than 1.7, you will get into trouble. You may put into academic probation, or in the worst case, you may need to be deregistered. OK， 可能要退學㗎，如果你個分低過1.7。Okay, so this is the equation for calculating the GPA. So by the end of each semester, the GPA will be calculated. So it's like your grade for every end of the semester. Okay. So this is an example about how to calculate your GPA. So for example, this is year 1, semester 1, and you will take these subjects. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you are going to take 7 subjects, and these are the credits value. And you get these grade. Okay. So for B minus, the grade point is 2.7, and then for grade B, 3, and so on. So you can multiply. Okay, so 3 times 2.7 plus 3 times 3 plus 3 times 3.7 plus 3 times 3.3 and so on. And then divide it by the summation of all these credit value. So you have the GPA for this semester. Okay. So 3.1 is a good grade. Okay, 3.1咧幾好啦。So this is a satisfactory grade. So there are different type of GPA. So at the end of the semester, you have a semester GPA, which only consider the subjects that you took in that semester. So in semester 1, you have 1 semester GPA, and then semester 2, you have another semester GPA, which only include the subjects that you took in that semester. Okay, but apart from semester GPA, you have another GPA, which we sometimes call it cumulative GPA. Okay, so cumulative GPA, from the name, you should be able to tell that it is counted cumulatively. So from day 1 to the time of calculation. So for example, by the end of your study, so year 2, semester 2, this GPA will calculate all the subjects that you have taken so far. But this semester GPA will only count the subjects that you take in semester 2, year 2. All right. So sometimes maybe in the year 1, okay, you did not very well. So the semester GPA is lower, but then you work very hard. So in this semester GPA very high, this semester GPA very high, then you will be able to pull up your GPA. So maybe in year 1, your GPA is just a 2.5. And then in the summer, okay, you get a very good grade. So this GPA is getting higher, maybe 2.7. And then in year 2, you study very, very hard. So you get an A or A+. So the GPA is now pulled to 3.2, 3.3, and so on. Okay. So this is an example about calculating the semester GPA and the cumulative GPA. So semester GPA only count the subjects you take in that semester. So this 3.15 would be the GPA for these subject. And then this 3.26 would be the GPA calculated by these subject. But for the cumulative GPA, this 3.2 would be the GPA of semester 1 plus semester 2. All right. Okay, when you see this symbol, it means that this is something you need to be careful. Okay, a student will not be allowed to progress, 冇得升班 unless will be allowed to progress, 有得升班 unless he falls within the following categories, each of which may be regarded as grounds for deregistration from the program. 即係話呢度咧係4個情況，你可能要退學啦，所以要好小心啦。Okay, these are the 4 conditions that you will be deregistered. Okay, number 1, the student has reached the final year of the normal period of registration, that is 2 years, unless approval has been given for extension. So for condition 1 is not really serious because, as I have mentioned, quite a number of students may retake, may fail one subject and then need to retake. So they need to apply for approval for extending their study period to be longer than 2 years. So normally it will be approved. Okay. And then number 2, students has reached the maximum number of retakes, that is 2 times for a failed compulsory subject. So you will be given 2 chances to retake a subject. So for example, this semester, you take the thermal fluid, but you fail. Then next year, you retake thermal fluid, but still fail. And then 2 years later, you retake it once again, but still fail. So you have failed 2 times and no more chance will be given. So you have to be deregistered. Okay. So make sure that you can pass a subject. Yeah, so of course it's the best you pass the subject for the first time, but if you really fail and then need to retake, make sure that you pass the subject without retaking more than 2 times. Okay, number 3, the student's GPA is lower than 1.7. So as I've mentioned, you need to get your GPA higher than 1.7, otherwise you will get trouble. So if your GPA is lower than 1.7 for 2 consecutive semesters, 連續2個 sem GPA 低過 1.7, and the semester GPA in the second semester is also lower than 1.7, then you need to be deregistered. Okay, 連續2個 sem GPA 低過 1.7, 而最近嗰個 sem GPA 都係低過 1.7, 咁就要 dereg。即係要退學㗎啦。Okay, so don't fall into this category. And the last condition is the GPA is lower than 1.7 for 3 consecutive semester. 連續3個 sem 嘅 GPA， 呢個 GPA 咧係 cumulative GPA. Okay, this is the cumulative GPA that we are talking about. Okay, cumulative GPA lower than 1.7 for 3 consecutive semesters, then you will be deregistered. Okay, so summer semester is also treated as a proper semester, so be careful. Okay, so let's take a look at this student. So this student get a semester GPA of 1.65, which is lower than 1.7. And then in the second semester, the GPA is 1.7. Okay, 1.7. Okay, maybe 1.69, lower than 1.7. So the cumulative GPA 1.68. So 2 semesters with GPA lower than 1.7. And the semester GPA is also lower than 1.7, then deregister. But if the second semester, okay, in the second semester, the semester GPA is higher than 1.7, okay, higher than 1.7. So only 2 consecutive semester GPA lower than 1.7, but the semester GPA is higher than 1.7. Then no need to be deregistered, but he will be put into academic probation. 即係好似試升班咁, okay? Academic probation. So if you are put into academic probation, then the maximum credits will be limited to 15. So not 21. So in one semester, you can only register subjects up to 15 credits. So the reasons is for you to focus in the study for some of the subjects. So we don't want you to overload yourself. So the maximum number of credits will be 15 only if you are in academic probation. Okay, and for this student, 3 consecutive semester having GPA lower than 1.7, so deregister. All right. Okay, retaking the subject. So as I've mentioned, you can only retake 2 times. The maximum number of retake is 2. Okay, otherwise you will be deregistered once again. Okay, so retaking the subjects is with the condition that the maximum study load of 21 credits per semester is not exceeded. Okay, so how to graduate? If you have attained all the credits, so 69 credits plus the 5 training credits, and you have complete all the IC training and the GPA is higher than 1.7, then you are eligible to graduate. Okay. All right. So, so in semester 1, you will visit this teaching and learning platform every day. Okay, you are expected to visit this platform every day. So have you heard about this Blackboard? 有冇聽過 Blackboard? Okay, so the Blackboard is a learning platform. So all the teaching materials will be uploaded to Blackboard. Okay, so make sure that you visit this website every day. So like the teaching scheme, the lecture notes, the teaching materials, everything will be uploaded to Blackboard. And no hard copies of the lectures or the tutorial notes will be distributed anymore. This is an example of the teaching scheme. And you need to know how to read the teaching scheme. Okay, so here in PolyU, 1 academic year will consist of 3 semesters. So we have Sem 1, Sem 2, and summer semester. And for Sem 1 and Sem 2, there are 13 weeks, 13個禮拜. Okay, so all the teaching will be done within these 13 weeks. Okay, so you have to attend the lectures and the tutorial according to the teaching scheme. Okay, so I know that in the your timetable is in which system? 你哋個 timetable 喺邊個 system 度睇到啊? EStudent. Okay, I know that in the EStudent system you have the timetable. Okay, but that timetable is assigned by the central system. So always refer to the teaching scheme of individual subject. So just like in week 1, okay, in week 1, you don't need to attend the tutorial. Okay, so refer to the teaching scheme. Oh, and of course, it depends on the subject seminars. So maybe one subject seminar need you to attend the tutorial in week 1, and then some do not. So refer to the teaching scheme for all the teaching activities. Okay. So your student account will be added to the Blackboard subject very soon. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. So I think tomorrow night, when you log into the Blackboard system, you should be able to find all the subjects that you have registered. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, and then in the EStudent system, so I think you have used the EStudent system already. So students can find useful information and submit various applications relating to your study at PolyU in this e-student system. After submitting the online form, like credit transfer or other application, the result will be updated in the e-student. So this is the website. And in case you need to apply credit transfer, you should submit the application when you register this program and before the end of the add-drop period. So for PolyU, the add-drop period is week 1 and week 2. So you may add some language subject, you may add some car subject, or even you may drop some subject, okay? But only in week 1 and week 2. After week 1, you cannot drop the subject anymore, all right? So late application may not be considered. So for credit transfer, you have to do it before the add-drop period, before the end of the add-drop periods. Okay, all credits transfer will be counted for satisfying the award requirements. So I think most of you will not apply for the credit transfer. So unless you have taken some PolyU program before, but I think most of you did not. Okay, so this is me. Maybe from the camera, you cannot see me clearly, but anyway, when you see me in the campus, I will be wearing the mask. So this is me. And if you scan this QR code, you will be directed to the staff directory. Okay, so you better take a picture of this slide because from time to time, you may need to send email to other teachers, not just me, maybe some other teachers. Okay, you may also come to the campus, come to my office, which is EZS839 Block Z. And my telephone, my email. Okay, so you can feel free to contact me. Okay, before we end this section, one promotion that I would like to do is the activities on next Friday. Okay, next Friday, 3rd of September, from 6:30 to 8:30. So this is a very good chance for you to get know to the engineering organizations for our industry. Okay, like the ASTRAE, the CIBSE, the Hong Kong IE, the BSOM, the CIPHE. Okay, these are all the big names of the engineering society. So when you graduate, when you're working in the industry, then you will need to, maybe you need to attend some seminar, maybe you need to refer to the standards, some guidelines, publications by these organizations. So I highly recommend you to register this section. Okay, so this is like the first introduction to our industry. All right, so you can scan this QR code, and when you input your student number, you don't need to input the letter. Okay, just input the number, your student number, and then for the D, you don't need to input it. Okay. 咁咧，嗱，我哋咧應該係 class size 咧。首先我講廣東話，有冇人聽唔明啊？其實 ，So anyone object me explaining in Cantonese？ 普通話我就不行啦 ，English 還可以。廣東話 O 唔 OK？ 用廣東話講，有冇人覺得我講廣東話聽唔明？ 或者講英文好啲嗱，其實前半段咧我都用英文講咗噶啦。不過咧，而家我想有啲 casual 啲嘅嘢，想同大家講下，咁所以我用廣東話好似親切少少。咁咧嗱，嚟緊咧 Sem 1咧，你哋係 hybrid 嘅 ，hybrid 嘅意思咧，即係你哋可以揀翻嚟 campus 上堂又得 ，attend 個 online session 又得。online session 咧多數都喺 Blackboard 嗰度進行嘅。 咁即係咧，你哋登入個 Blackboard， 即係 Learn at PolyU 嗰個網址咧，就會有一條 link 入去個 online classroom。OK， 咁但係咧，我都係強烈建議咧，你哋翻嚟 campus 上堂嘅，因為咧嗱，其實咧過往嗰2年咧，我哋係全 online 嘅，咁都有啲同學同我哋反映咧，就係佢哋根本唔識自己嘅同學，咁但係你哋出嚟做嘢咧。 其實有同學或者係大家同行之間嘅 support 咧係好好多嘅。都講啦，識人好過識字啊嘛。咁特別做 engine 咧，真係嘅。你係要識翻自己大家嘅同學咧，或者係唔同公司又好，或者係有個你做 consultant，另外一個識一個 contractor 嘅，或者識個 supplier 嘅，大家互通消息啊，咁係好好多嘅。咁所以咧，我會係強烈建議你哋咧係翻嚟學校嗰度上堂，喺班房度咧，我會覺得個學習氣氛好啲，而且咧亦都可以問老師嘢啦，可以係 face to face 問嘢啦，亦都可以識下你哋嘅同學仔啦，係啦。咁所以如果你哋唔係太抗拒咧，翻嚟上堂。另外咧。就而家嗱喺個 online classroom 咧有17個同學，咁我哋喺班房有4個同學嘅，但係我哋個 class size 咧應該係有50人嘅，咁即係一半嘅同學翻咗嚟啊！咁你哋着數啦，因為另外嗰一半咧係聽唔到我講嘢嘅。我想做一樣嘢，上年我都有做噶啦，我想開一個 WhatsApp group， 咁就係加晒所有同學入去嘅。而家喺個 chat room 或者喺班房度，有冇同學可以幫我做呢樣嘢？可以幫我開個 WhatsApp group， 加晒所有同學嘅 number。如果有嘅話咧，我就可以將你嘅電話號碼就擺落去個 online classroom 嗰度。咁咧，所有同學咧就加即係 send 個 message 俾佢，咁就我哋可以整個 WhatsApp group。因為有個 WhatsApp group 咧，你可以加埋我，咁你哋有啲咩問題咧，直接問我咧就會方便少少。因為始終咧而家係 hybrid， 未係完全 face to face， 你哋有時可能係未必咁容易見到個老師咧，咁我覺得有個 WhatsApp group 咧，你哋會方便少少。有冇同學可以幫手 ？OK， 好。上年咧，我又喺個 orientation 嗰度咧，都係問有冇同學可以幫手做個 WhatsApp group 啊？咁咧有個同學咧就好快脆舉手，今年咧佢已經做咗學生會會長啦。所以咧今年學生會會長咧係我哋同學嚟嘅 ，High Deep Year 2嘅同學。咁你哋係有冇其他同學嘅電話？你哋冇噶嗬？係。好啊。咁你哋點？你哋係咪可以喺 send 個 message 可以掟到上去？OK，咁咧我哋喺班房嘅同學咧，佢哋已經喺度整緊個 WhatsApp group 噶啦。咁陣間會 send 個 message 出嚟嘅。咁等一陣先。Samuel 啊，陣間咧喺 online classroom 嘅同學係咪要撳另一條 link 翻過去㗎 ？OK，咁咧而家喺個班房度嘅同學咧，稍後咧我哋會去翻。OK， 但佢哋整緊個 WhatsApp group，我想佢哋 send 多條 link 出嚟先，係啦。咁我哋喺班房嘅同學咧，而家整緊條 link，咁咧陣間就會 post 落個 chat box 嗰度。咁就麻煩你哋咧，就撳一撳嗰條 link，咁就可以將你個 number 加埋落個 WhatsApp group。咁之後咧，你哋亦都要去翻頭先嗰一條 link，因為咧我哋翻嗰個班房咧。翻翻去頭先個 online classroom 咧，我哋會講翻 lab 嘅嘢啦，有 SAO 嘅同事啦，有 clinic 嘅同事啦，有其他同事同你哋講你哋讀書嘅嘢嘅。好，咁等一陣先，嗰邊都完咗咯。哦，OK，跟住就阿 Stephen 嚟咗未 ？OK。嚇，第5級 OK， 即係咁，但係同學可以翻嚟嘅時候，可以睇翻個 message， 因為我個 message 冇咗。點解我驚 post 嗰邊又唔得？因為嗰邊有其他同學。即係佢哋唔走，開2個。我唔知佢用電話就 係。
因為我部電話開住兩個。
係。嗯。係啊，係咯。好貴科。嚇。OK， 咁咧同學好幫手啦，已經 send 咗一條 link 出嚟啦。我都 copy 翻先，我 copy 咗之後，我會 email 俾唔在場嘅同學嘅。點樣縮翻啊？
可以 stop 個 share screen。
哦 ，OK。我自己我整翻個。嗯？我未啊，我淨係 copy 咗條 link， 跟住我會 email 俾所有 high dip 嘅同學嘅，係啦，咁就安全啲，即係冇嚟到嘅同學都可以睇到啊。或者你可以而家寫埋我電話號碼。咁我哋放翻過去嗰邊。同學，咁咧，我哋而家咧會翻去頭先嗰個班房，咁你哋都要 click 翻頭先嗰條 link， 得唔得？嗱，我哋而家係 high dip 嘅 orientation 咧，即係 introduce high dip program 咧就已經完咗啦，但係咧我哋要翻過去，仲有其他好重要嘅嘢要聽嘅。係啊，叻，佢哋咪應該知道嗰條 link 係邊個？佢知啊，應該key 一次個出。OK， 咁陣間再見。
呢邊 call 先，我唔 end 個 meeting 住。
OK， 好。
淨係。